Steve here with Realign Your Life Wellness Center. In this video, I want to talk about Tibetan bowls. Now, Tibetan bowls come in all different sizes. And the thing about these is that they're just amazing. The pitch of the bowls will vary depending on what striker you use to strike it. So you can hear that. Now if I were to go ahead and just use the wooden felt, so you can hear that different tone. They come in many different sizes. You can see that I've got this little tiny one here, then another one here about 8-inch, a 14-inch. They come, I've seen them 24 inches, but they're just really, truly amazing. They're great for sound baths. You can use them as an individual instrument if you like. You can use them for other types of healing. Tibetan bowls, if you don't know it, can actually be played on the body. In fact, when I do quantum touch with sound, that's how I use them. I also use them in my sound baths. The thing that's so unique about them is, like I say, depending on what you strike it with, it's going to create different sounds. Now there's a more deep sound. You can buy Tibetan bowls that are manufactured, such as this one here, and the sound of this is rather nice. It has a pretty nice sound, but you notice how it didn't resonate, didn't play very long, unlike this other true Tibetan bowl that's handmade. So how you tell the difference is, generally you can tell most of the manufactured ones are going to have more fancier designs on them and things like that, and the handmade, you're going to see that they actually have hammer marks on them. So you can always tell, and they're typically in this like a brass color. They're actually made of 7 different metals, the real handmade Tibetan bowls. And like I say, they come in various sizes and various notes. So if you have some Tibetan bowls, make sure you know what note they are, because that really does come into play when you're using them in your sound bath. Because Tibetan bowls are activating anyway, which is very, very cool. But the other thing is that they can also be very calming depending on the notes and the triads and so on and so forth, the combinations that we put together. Now, something that's pretty neat about these here is that you can take this Tibetan bowl and you can strike it. So hopefully you were able to hear that, the difference. The sound was actually coming out of my mouth. And I was just making like a wah-wah sound. But that is very, very cool. The other thing is that there are Tibetan bowls that are called dolphin bowls. Now, not every Tibetan bowl is a dolphin bowl. I've actually got one right here. And what I can do is that I can actually hold this. I actually put some water in it. And now that I have some water in it, I can tap it. And then I swirl the water. Now hopefully you were able to hear that. It sounds like a dolphin. But that's really cool. And in fact, now what you can do with the Tibetan bowls too is that you can actually fill them up with more water, and when you strike the edge, you can actually play the rim, and you can actually get that water dancing, which is really cool. But like I say, depending on the striker that you have, it really makes a difference as to the sound of the bowl. Tibetan bowls are very activating. So if you're setting up your sound bath and you're mapping it out, you can always put that in your sequence for an activating sound. Use Tibetan bowls. But it's very, very cool. As far as price wise, generally you're going to see that the manufactured bowls are less expensive. Some of the handmade bowls, you can get some that are reasonably priced, $100, a couple $100, but I've seen them for thousands of dollars. So there's quite a variance in them, because you have some antique Tibetan bowls that cost thousands of dollars, and when you get into like a 24-inch that is about 18-inch deep or bigger, those are going to cost that could cost you $2,500 just for that one bowl. So it can be expensive. So my advice to you is to, when you're selecting your Tibetan bowls, just find one that really resonates with you. So if you were to take it and pick it up and tap it, does it speak to you? If it speaks to you, then okay, then that's probably a good bowl for you. That's what I did this is my very first one that I bought. It was a manufactured bowl. I found this in a shop, and it was just because of the sound of it. When I struck that sound, I just thought, wow, that's a very nice tone. And this is actually in a note of A, but that's why I chose this one. So that really makes a difference. Have your budget, and then when you go and you're looking at bowls, just go ahead and play them and see what kind of sounds you got. See if that resonates with you. Now, the other thing you might do too is that you might buy a set of 7, and have each one for the chakras. So a lot of people do that because they'll use the bowls as a chakra set to realign the chakra, balance the chakra, and so on and so forth. But that's what you'll find is that wide range of prices, wide range of sizes. The finishes will be kind of different too. You can see like this one here is kind of a darker. Then this one here is more of a brass looking, and this one here is too. But the easiest way to clean these is just use a microfiber cloth and wipe the outside of them and the inside of them. That's the best way to just clean them. It makes it really easy. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little bit of these for you, just so you can hear them. I'm going to start off with this heavier, bigger mallet, just so you can hear the difference in the sound. I'll use this cotton. Now, as you're playing your Tibetan bowls, you'll come up with a different sequence of how you're going to play them, in what order you're going to play them, and it really depends on, in your sound bath, what you're trying to do to the attendees, to the people that are at the sound bath. And my goal is to always get them activated and then bring them into a calming state. I always like to bring my attendees to the theta brainwave state, to where they're right on the edge of falling asleep, but then not falling asleep. And I just keep them there, and I keep them calm. But that's the thing, is that I can create different things. I can create releasing sounds, and sounds that may be annoying or alarming to some people. But generally, I'm going to just create sounds that are releasing, activating, calm. And like I say, it really matters the striker that you use. So now you can see this one here has a felt wrapped around it. It's just a wooden peg with a felt wrapped around it. Now listen to when I just use the wood side. See how that's more of a chinny sound? So that's more of a tin sound, and you may use that in your sound bath. Now something else that you can do is, like I said before, is that you can actually play the rim of the bowl, and generally you would just tap it to get it going, and then you just play the rim. Now, I'm hoping you can hear that. It's vibrating. Now you might have some Tibetan bowls too that won't sing. So one of the secrets that you can do is that if you have a striker like this here, you can try the felt side. So now I knew that this one doesn't sing with the felt side, but if I turn it over and just use the wood side, you can hear that. So it really does make a difference. So again, when you're out there deciding on what Tibetan bowls to get, again, it's just the one that really speaks to you, and one that's within your budget. But like I say, you can see I got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 12 bowls here, Tibetan bowls, and one manufactured bowl. I don't use my manufactured bowls in my sound baths. I use all Tibetan bowls, but it's pretty amazing what you can do with them. And I showed you some of the things. So when you get your bowl, play with it. Put an app on your phone so you can find out what note it is and what the frequency is of the bowl, and just play with them and play around, and you'll figure out different things that you like, that you see the people that are attending your sound bath are really getting activated by, and that's really what you want to do. And you can have some pretty amazing sound baths. If you're just getting started, you can buy one bowl. Ideally, it would be nice if you had 3 or 4 bowls, but just work your way up to that. But just keep that in mind, the sound. Make sure that as you continue to get bowls, that they sound and play well together. That's very important. So, well, hopefully you found this helpful. And if you did, go ahead and click on the subscribe button down below. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you get notifications of additional videos that we're going to be doing about sound healing. And as always, stay healthy.